Hello, welcome back to another video. I want to talk about the Xbox Helix. I've been away this week with the wife on a camping holiday, and I'm back at work tomorrow, so I wanted to come on and do a little video about Helix. Kind of been watching from a distance, watching all the news break. I love new tech, I love new consoles, I love having new stuff. Like the idea of the Helix, I like the idea that it's going to bridge the gap between PC and console, that it's going to maybe make that transition to go to PC a bit easier, because PC gaming's very, very daunting. My PC's just broke and I didn't know what the fuck to do with it. So I'm pretty much covered. So from a customer standpoint, I don't think this console's for me, because I've got the PC, I've got the PS5 Pro, I've got the Switch 2 and the Series X as well. So I'm pretty much covered. So that's great for me. Just that price tag that they've put on it, you know, Sarah Bond saying it was going to cost between $1,000 and $1,500. That converts into like £750, between £750 and £1,200 in the UK if the exchange rate is right. Now that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, and I don't think a lot of people would pay that for a console. I genuinely don't. I don't think there are that many. I mean, you just got to look at the current state of Xbox now. You know, people aren't buying the Series X consoles. People haven't bought the ROG Ally X. That was like 800 quid. You know, you can get them over here for £1,000 because, you know, obviously scalpers have just whipped them all up, and, you know, but it's a lot of money, you know, and I kind of feel like everyone on the influencer side was showing that they had these new ROG Ally X's, and they haven't paid for them. They've been sent them, and they're telling you that it's great, telling you to go out and buy it, and, you know, it's like, your money's not on the line. You're not fucking putting your money on the line. You've been given that for review. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be the same with the Helix. I feel like the only people that are going to buy this Xbox Helix are your die-hard, you know, Xbox Till I Die crew, and the influencers that are going to get given them. I can't see your casual gamer, the people that play FIFA and Call of Duty every year. I can't see these people rushing out and buying a fucking Xbox PC hybrid console. I just can't see it. And I also think, you know, and you shouldn't really judge Asha Sharma by Phil Spencer's mistakes, but you've certainly got to. She's inherited, in the same way that Phil Spencer inherited a fucking shit show off Don Matrick. She's inherited a not as bad shit show, but still not great, from Phil Spencer. So she's been given a third ship to sort of this ship to set the course and, you know, get things to where they want to be. And the mixed messaging's already starting, saying, someone asked her about exclusives and she said, hear you, but then she's saying things like, we're going to meet players where they are, which tells me that they're going to meet them where they are, which is PlayStation and Nintendo and PC, whatever. So I don't know. This is just so much. There's more questions than answers, really. And then there's a whole thing of, like, the Helix is going to support, rumoured to be able to play Xbox games, and it's going to have access to the Steam store. Then you've got the Steam box coming out this year as well, which is going to be able to play Xbox games and have access to the Steam store. So surely you have two consoles there that are just the same. One's going to be more powerful than the other, even though power means fucking nothing. Like, even though I've even seen the comments, like some of the whole world's most powerful console things starting with the Helix thing, and we've been there, we've done that. It didn't work. Power doesn't mean anything. Hello, Nintendo. Do you know what I mean? So to have two consoles that do the same thing, one's going to cancel the other out. And I really feel like next generation, at the start of it anyway, is really going to be Helix versus Steam, and they're going to be the ones duking it out. But I don't see the point. You know, if they're going to be competing with each other, then Steam should surely be like, well, hang on, if we're bringing out a console, we're entering the living room space, why are we putting the Steam store on our rival hardware? You know, it just doesn't make sense to me. So, but maybe they can coexist. Maybe they can live in the living room holding hands and being like, yeah, let's just share everything. I don't know. But I just can't see There's too much good faith that needs to be won back. There's too much good faith that's been lost. They can't currently sell the Xbox Series consoles as it is. They've price hiked the consoles into fucking oblivion. Game Pass has been, you know, price hiked as well. Even though apparently they're trying to change the model of Game Pass. I don't know why they're trying to maybe merge Game Pass and PC Game Pass together, because this hybrid's going to be a combination of both. I don't know. It's very up in the air. I also find the conversation on the internet very fickle, because a lot of people, and it's mainly the influencer side that I have a problem with, the people that will just say and repeat anything that Xbox says and change the narrative and move the goalposts. And these are the same people, like, remember when the PlayStation 5 Pro came out? There was outrage for weeks about the price, you know, and then anyone talking about Helix, nobody's talking about the price. Nobody's talking about, you know, possible potential over $1,000. The whole Xbox, this is an Xbox campaign, which was fucking dog shit, has been quietly scrapped. And all these influencers, and I don't want to name the same names, they know We know who they are. They were the ones saying everything's an Xbox. And I remember Gary Whitta on Kind of Funny actually said on their podcast, and there was Gary Whitta, Snowback Mike, and Paris Lily. And Gary Whitta said towards the end, he was like, that marketing was designed for people that only gullible fools would believe it, because nothing's an Xbox and Xbox is an Xbox. And now the slogan's play your way or something. So I don't know. It's not a million miles away from this is an Xbox. But you see how like the whole this is an Xbox campaign got quietly scrapped, and then all of a sudden these influencers and the people in the media are like, well, exclusives are good now. But like when everything was going third party and everything was coming to PlayStation, it was like, well, exclusives are bad. And then because Xbox was putting everything everywhere, they assumed that everything would be going everywhere, because once Xbox does something, everyone else must follow suit, because fuck knows why. And now PlayStation's pulling games off PC, which I think is a great idea. I think Xbox, just for the clarity, just for conversation, the clarity of the conversation, I think Xbox should go back to just having exclusives on Xbox. I'm an exclusive guy. It's why I bought a Series X in the first place, because I wanted to play new Gears games, new Halo games, new Forza games. I think Fable, they should turn around and say, you can only play that on Xbox now. Sorry. Fucking do it. Pull the trigger. Be ruthless. Compete. But I don't know if they will. Do you know what I mean? But I like the idea that if I want to play Ghost of Yotai, I have to buy it on a PlayStation. I can't just play on PC. And many of these people just want these games everywhere. All the people that bought a ROG Ally X, the first game that they were showing themselves playing was a PlayStation game. I don't know if that was for rage bait or for what, or for engagement or farming, but it's like you've just spent £1,000 on a handheld, and the first you've literally broke your ankle running to the internet to post yourself playing God of War on a device that isn't made by Xbox, that just has an Xbox button. It's just crackers. And that's probably what you're going to see when the Helix comes out as well. People rushing out and showing themselves playing the handful of PlayStation exclusives that are still on Steam, that are going to remain on Steam. It'll be them. They've spent £1,000 on this, $1,000 on this new computer, and they're wanting to show PlayStation 5 games to get some sort of win. Who gives a fuck? Like, who cares? Honestly, who fucking gives a shit? I don't, because I've got everything. So yeah, I just don't see a scenario where this is going to come out and sell 10 million fucking units. I just don't. And like I say, there's a lot riding on this for Xbox. This is like the last chance saloon for them, I think. And then Asha Sharma again. We're not going to use AI slop. There's not going to be any AI slop in there. Maybe she was talking about video games, but now we're getting Copilot crammed into fucking Series X consoles. Copilot's going to be on the Series X later this year. It's going to be in the next Xbox. And my worry with that is, I come from a time in video games where if you bought and played a video game and you got fucking stuck, that was it. You were fucking stuck. The end. You were stuck. You had to wait for a month for a fucking a magazine to come out with a guide, a game guide, and you had to follow the game guide. That's how you got unstuck back in the day. And now we're going to have these, and PlayStation's putting AI in it as well, so it's just as bad over there. But like, now we're going to be able to be like, Copilot, can you defeat this boss for me? And then the fucking the Copilot's going to take over, defeat the boss from you. Like, defeat the boss or the bit you're stuck on. Potentially get some sort of achievement or trophy as well. That's something that I'm worried about. Gamer score is going to be invalid now. Oh, how much of that gamer score is it's actually legit you playing it, or how much did you let your fucking Copilot AI do for you? I don't want to get to the stage where we're booting up fucking Gears of War E-Day, and then I'm pressing a button and saying, Copilot, complete this game for me and get the Platinum Diamond achievement, and then put my controller down and just sit there, watch it. Do you know what I mean? Like, where are we going? And then it's just scary. I mean, I know it's the future and AI is taking over and all this sort of stuff, but you're actually taking out the whole point of playing a fucking video game, which is the actual input of a human putting control, like input commands into a controller to make things happen on the screen. Who's to say someone's not going to play a game on hard and then go, Copilot, get me through this level, and then Copilot's going to do it for you, the achievement's going to pop, and you're going to finish the game that way. Next level, Copilot, get me through this level. Copilot, can you get me through, can you do this boss for me? Copilot, can you finish the game? Do you know what I mean? I just think it's fucking, and this is the AI slop. This is, hear you, no AI slop, and then we're putting fucking Copilot in. And I know that Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond were the ones that were saying no to AI, and Stadia Nadella, the Microsoft CEO, wanted AI to put in. Now we've put Asha Sharma in, who was the head of fucking AI before she was like put into the Xbox role. Phil Spencer's fucking out. Sarah Bond's fucking out. Matt Booty's been promoted, which is fucking crazy. And now we've got AI coming in. And it's just, to me, it's disingenuous because you're not being honest, you know? And then you've still got the people that are screaming from the rooftops that, you know, doing all this. And all the influencers that are like lying to you, you know, and just it's just exhausting. But like, I hope it does well. I like Xbox. I like playing on my Xbox. I've been subscribed to Game Pass now, surprisingly, you know, quite a good 2-3 months. Sometimes I play a game on Xbox and then I'll play the same game on PlayStation, and it looks and it looks fucking better on the Xbox. Not all games, but some games. Starfield looks fucking amazing on the Series X. 120 FPS. It's coming out on the PlayStation 5 in April. It's been listed already on Spanish PlayStation stores. So Starfield's coming, you know, and then it's like, well, how many more games are coming? You know, are we keeping everything third party, or are we? But then what's the point? You know what I mean? If they're gonna continue to put the games everywhere and meet players where they are, what is the point in buying this new computer, this new Helix, if I already own a PlayStation or a PC or an Xbox? You're not giving me that. There's no reason to buy it because everything's still going to come everywhere. So why would I spend a huge amount of money, which is a lot of fucking money, on just getting a new console and being able to say, well, I've got the new Xbox? And I would be pissed off if I spent money on this on the Project Helix. I would be pissed off if I'd spent over £1,000 or $1,000 on this new computer and I was seeing all the new games coming out for it also coming out on the PlayStation, and seeing people say, like, on the rival platform tweeting about it and sharing screenshots and stuff. I'd be like, why have I spent money on this? Like, why? Like, why? I could have just bought a PS5 Pro. You know, apparently the PS6 is getting delayed, which I think is a good idea, because I think the PS5's still got legs. We're only like 5-6 years into the generation. PS5 Pro sales are going up because people are buying them now because they want to see, you know, they've heard this rumour that PlayStation 6 is delayed. I don't know. It's not as cut and dry as like, oh, there's a new Xbox out, get in. Do you know what I mean? Like, and if it is that easy for you, then fair enough. Do you know what I mean? But for me, it's not. I feel like I've had a long running history with Xbox, and I've talked about it in previous videos, but loved the first console, loved the 360, but I went through 3 of them. It was poorly made, and for me, that was the beginning of the end of the fucking Xbox brand. Xbox One, fucking terrible, and then I didn't really come back until Series X, you know, and even that's been like a really lackluster fucking generation. So I don't know. I just don't think you can say with a straight face that this is going to be an absolute fucking banger of an Xbox generation. I just don't have the confidence to say that. And I'm judging that on previous things. You can't just be like, you can't just go, yes, you shouldn't judge Asher Sharma by Phil Spencer's mistakes, but you don't just erase, you know, Will Smith shouldn't just come in and zap your memory and be like, right, forget all that. That never happened. Here we are, we're starting fresh. Because it doesn't work like that. You know, you're asking people to part with money, a massive amount of money that they've worked hard for. So that's my thoughts on Helix. I don't want to come across like I'm negative. I'm just sort of being real from a customer point of view. You know, I'm optimistic for it, but I do think Xbox has got so much riding on this that it's just. I did genuinely think that it wasn't going to come out. I thought they would cancel it, but it looks like it's a real thing. So we'll have to wait and see how it's received. You know, there's going to be a lot of people hyping it up and talking about it, but I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'd be very interested to see what people think. But it's, you know, would you buy it? You know, what are you currently using? What consoles have you currently got? Because I think if you've got a PC and a PlayStation and a Nintendo, you don't need a fucking Xbox. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just a very fickle, confused fan base. I don't even think they know what they want. It's almost like they get told Xbox changed the narrative, and then they change in their brain and be like, oh, well, that's what I want now. You know, it's very, very confused fan base. Very confused fan base, in my opinion. Very, very confused.